Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So, Llama Girl has allowed me to share her videos. She got the full set. Um, Unfortunately, hopefully you can hear me. Say hello if you can hear me. Unfortunately, mine didn't work. Oh, mine's not working. My microphone's not working. Is it? Hello. Hello. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? You probably don't. Oh, yes, you can hear me now? Good. I hope I can see that it's all working here. That's good, because I hadn't really done anything. I'm talking to myself. I know, but I'm frozen on my screen, but that's okay. You don't really want to see me. Yes, so Llama Girl sent me a message to ask if she could use my clips from my stream, and I said, yep, that's fine. As long as I can use yours when you've cut them. So she got sent the full lot, and so we're going to look at the bits that we haven't seen. I don't know whereabouts they follow on, but I believe she shows herself, which is interesting. But there is an interesting so we're going to go back a little bit. Are you frozen? I'm always frozen without a lawyer, always frozen. My poor little computer does not like doing hard work, unfortunately. So it's got to negotiate another pay agreement with me. In fact, I'll do what I'll just replace it, I think. So, but you don't really need to hear me. I'm sorry. You want to be able to hear me. Hopefully this settles down so that we can get this all sorted out. I've sort of shut down most of the programs in the background so that we can be uninterrupted. That's my plan anyway. So let's try that one. That one's open. So my recording, for some reason, what I downloaded didn't work, and I don't know why, and maybe it was because it was 4 hours long, but I did hear that EKC said she had the same trouble. So I don't know. So these are all the videos here, and apparently she showed herself by accident. So this one, Llama Girl says she talks about her favourite topic. What this? I don't want to highlight that comment, but I can't really see it. Hang on. You're at work. I wondered if you were at work, or whether, yeah. Do you have Australia Day off, or is your firm's one of those firms they're giving you the day in lieu of something else without a lawyer? All right. So this is, I don't know whether these are in order either. So we might just have to work out. I haven't played any of these. I don't know what's on them. I don't know what they're going to tell us, but we can just listen to them.
They just don't do that.
That is just so crazy. And this is how, this is church groups.
This is the cult. It's the Apostolic United Brethren. So Joe Thompson, he ended up getting kicked out of the cult because a bunch of his kids and people that were having the colonics ended up coming forward and then accusing him of SA, and then he was disfellowshipped or whatever, just excommunicated.
Did he go to jail?
Never, no. And that's the problem, is that, when Cody and all of them are on there and they're like, our leaders aren't like that, they're lying. They're lying. Christine's grandfather that she praises went to prison because he was trafficking children, and he was married to a 13-year-old.
Well, then that means he's probably out there still doing it, because men and women that do things like that don't recover.
No, I mean, yeah. He's dead. He was.
What does no yeah mean? Again, I'm not going to well, I'm not defending it, but Middle Eastern cultures have child marriage. I think it's disgusting and wrong. I mean, Christianity, based on the birth of Jesus. It's believed that Mary was about 13, 14, and Joseph was in his 40s. So, you know, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's right. I think it's disgusting, but and it's now illegal in a lot of countries. In fact, I was just reading a report that the Australian Federal Police are currently having issues with arranged child marriages, which is highly disturbing in Australia.
He was murdered.
Oh, well.
He was murdered by her great uncle. But like, none of these guys are good people. And when Sister Wives was on air, by 2012, the new prophet was accused of essaying his daughter and at least 5 other people. And another show called My 5 Wives was canceled by TLC because one of the women accused her of essaying her instead of the Browns church, and canceled that show, and they kept the Browns because that wasn't good for business.
That's a nightmare. I haven't watched the Sister Wives in quite some time. When I watched it was when they were still building that huge cabin and all living in separate houses. So it's been a while since I've seen it, but
yeah,
they've been on air as long as they have with all the situations going on.
There's another guy that was actually arrested. That was a brethren. His name was Chevron Palacios, and he practiced the same thing as Joe Thompson, where he believed that he was Jesus and he had the seed of Jesus, and he was going to implant that into all of his children. And he and his wife, one of his wives, ended up going to prison because he was basically R-ing his stepdaughters.
These are all traumatic stories, and just a whole line of victims in the wake of this.
Yeah, and Sister Wives isn't telling you any of this. This is why my channel does what I do.
What does her channel do? Hang on. Ben Brown made a new TikTok today. I'm going to ask if his dad is ready for Waco 2.0. Look, it's a big claim. As I said, they're big claims to make without any evidence or proof. And I also understand that generally the feds keep sort of have an inkling about it for most of the part, and they watch them as much as they can. So,
Secrets of Polygamy. Okay, so someone asked if I've been watching Secrets of Polygamy. I watched the first episode, but I wasn't impressed because I already knew all of the information that they were talking about.
But all right, so you knew all the information, but there'd be a whole lot of people that would not have known any of it. And the show is not designed for an expert like you, KJ. It's designed for people who need to be educated in the show. You know, if they... You know, believe it or not, there are people out there, KJ, that don't know and need to be educated. And that's what that show's designed for. We forget that you're the expert of everything.
They didn't mention that there's actually a hideout for the FLDS in Eau Claire, Wisconsin right now.
Really?
Yeah, Chevron Palacios. It's actually Pete, but that's actually not his full name. Palacios that's how you spell it. That's actually not his first name. Chevron is like his nickname or whatever. But yeah, he went to prison. I think he went to prison in like 2002, 2001. But yeah, Owen Allred also got sued for stealing money from an actress, and he ended up buying a bunch of property with money. Owen was the prophet of the AUB. He's the one that Cody freaking loves, like is obsessed with. Cody's obsessed with Owen. And Owen was sued for stealing all of Virginia Hill's money, and that money was used to buy a bunch of their compounds.
And we know that she loves Cody Brown because she's obsessed with him.
And Owen and his buddies stole a bunch of her money, and they shoved the money in tin cans, and they shoved it in their walls. Like they cut holes in their walls, and then they plastered it over them. And then like there was just all like millions of dollars in the walls.
I shouldn't really make light of this, but with what banks charge these days maybe putting your money in tin cans and hiding it in your wall is actually not a bad idea because the banks steal it. And then I don't know whether you have this issue where you live, but there are claims in Australia that if you want to get cash out of the bank, you actually need to explain to them what you actually want to use it for, and you have to go through a third degree just to get your money out of the bank. So, as I said, I don't want to make light of it, but that sounds like a really good idea.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
John, are you here? He's so
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just spilling all the polygamy tea.
I know. My mouth, it just keeps hitting
We're all
the ground.
catching up.
What?
This is the kind of stuff though that I talk about on my channel. So it's a little bit different. I speak to the actual people in these groups. And so I get the kind of inside story about what's going on in there. And this is what you hear. It's what they show on the show is nothing of reality. It's so far removed.
Proceeds to rip down walls in hope someone left money. I know. Yep. You maybe without a lawyer, maybe that's where all the work money's gone. Maybe we need to pull down the corporation's walls. Oh dear, it's definitely interesting, isn't it? Hi Ginger, you're doing dishes? Oh, I can't be bothered doing mine. I mean, it is morning here. It's 10:17 here, so in the morning. I'm only half functioning at the moment, although I have done some stuff, but I'm sort of getting myself geared up because I'm technically, unless I get this job on the weekend, I'm back at school next week, and that just thrills me to bits, as you can hear in my voice.
They weren't even friends. The wives don't like each other.
Yeah, you could tell by the way, especially when the Robin came in the mix. That's when you started to see the cracks in the foundation between all of them.
Yeah. Oh, no. It was way before Robin.
Oh, okay.
They've never liked each other.
Well, that sucks.
And Christine and Janelle are not as close as they appear on the show.
So is Mary and all of them, do they all still, are they all in the kids' lives still, even though they've all split and moved on with their own lives?
Christine and Janelle do the plexus things with Molly.
Yeah, Christine and Janelle's relationship is basically contractual for the show. So, everything on the show is a storyline, and they're effectively actors. And they were hired by this group called Principal Voices, recruited them for Puddle Monkey, which is the production company. And they were hired to portray a polygamous family to help them make and decriminalize polygamy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they were all.
Hang on a minute. So her claim is that they were hired by a company to have polygamy. So were they hired to have their children? Is that what she's saying?
Mary and all of them, do they all still, are they all in the kids' lives still, even though they've all split and moved on with their own lives?
Christine and Janelle do the plexus things with Molly.
Yeah, Christine and Janelle's relationship is basically contractual for the show. So, everything on the show is a storyline, and they're effectively actors.
Or is she now going to tell us that because they're all actors, that the kids aren't really their kids and they're child actors? Where is this going?
And they were hired by this group called Principal Voices, recruited them for Puddle Monkey, which is the production company. And they were hired to portray a polygamous family to help them make and decriminalize polygamy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they were all a family, but they're portraying. I've spoken to people that have met Cody privately, actually on dating sites, and he tells people he's an actor.
I was just going to say, there's no way that man is monogamous. And, well, obviously he's not monogamous, but there's no way he's not stepping outside of his already.
But are they his kids? Is that what we're saying? Is that why he's not is that why he's not on the birth certificates? Because they're not really his kids. I'm a bit confused by these claims.
Relationship without, there's just no way he's not cheating on
Robin. Okay. So I was talking to someone that was on Sister Wives in season 6, and when the cameras weren't on, Cody was acting like a good, dutiful husband when cameras were on, but when cameras were off, he was flirting with every woman in the room and scoping out everyone.
I believe it. I believe it for sure.
He is like,
Add to his stable of women.
oh yeah, they're constantly looking. And like, I actually found out from someone maybe, Nathan, did you watch this? You watched the season, John? You know how Nathan was on when Cody's buddy that lost his wife that left polygamy?
Yes.
I was actually told that by someone that knows Beth, that's his ex, that Nathan is a monster. Treated her like
His kids, just that they are not the happy family they portrayed. I didn't think they were ever the happy family, though. I mean, but remember, it's a TV show. Half of it doesn't she keep reminding us that it's not real what we see on TV. So now she's saying as if it's a big bombshell. Of course, it's not real. It's a TV show. Come on, even live shows aren't really filmed live these days. They're filmed on delay. So that if there's anything that they need to cut, they can cut it on the spot. I mean, nothing is as what it seems. I mean, is this audience really dumb?
crap. And Cody actually tried to recruit Beth as a wife before Nathan.
Well, now that all the other wives left,
Hang on a minute. But isn't it the woman that goes after the man? So he could have. Isn't that how it works? It's the woman that chooses the husband and pursues them. I'm confused.
he's going to be adding new ones soon.
He actually is not going to because the church wants nothing to do with him right now.
Really?
Yeah,
he's probably an embarrassment to the religion now.
Well, no, he's not because he's like every other guy in the religion.
No, I don't think anything to do with them. Because he went public with it, or
because he's public. These guys are dangerous. You don't understand. Like, these dudes are
predators.
They are 100% predators. So a couple months ago, someone that was in the cult actually gave me a bunch of content from their youth group. And so I have like all these videos, and it's literally video after video after video of men in this cult talking to kids and grooming little girls to become their wives.
Yeah, I heard that they start grooming very young and tell them how to be a wife way before 18.
I have literally audio of a man scolding the boys for even daring to talk to the future wives of a man in the church.
Yeah, they view all the children, the women growing up, as prospects for the older men.
Correct. And one mom contacted me and was crying because her ex-husband took her 12-year-old daughter to a dance.
I have a 12-year-old. I don't see how these mothers stay in that after that. But then again, I guess because if you do leave, you're excommunicated and none of your kids are allowed to speak to you if you do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
This woman has been fighting for her kids for 7 years, and she still is not legally divorced. She filed in 2016.
They remind me of George Jones. Is it George? What's that guy's name? Jim Jones. Jim Jones, where if you leave, you have to leave behind all your loved ones and no one's allowed to speak to you.
It's more like the FLDS.
Oh, they're pretty bad. They're really bad too.
They're exactly like the FLDS, but they say they're not.
I think the FLDS is more extreme.
No, they're not.
They're not?
They're not. They're not. They're just different. Like,
we're talking to the expert here, aren't we?
They're still, the AUB is more military. They are paranoid. They stockpile weapons. They have militias. They are preparing their people for the end of the world. They're running children through drills with guns, with AR-15s, and teaching them how to build AR-15s, like from shit, teaching them how to shoot and defend. That some of these families have so many weapons at their homes. They're so paranoid of law enforcement that law enforcement will not even get involved because they are afraid that they will get killed. Like,
they're going to jail.
I had a 2-hour conversation with Benjamin Brown, who is Cody's nephew. He was going to come onto my channel, and he promised me an interview. And I'm 99% confident that Cody found out, and he didn't come on my channel. And you know what he told me? If the FBI ever shows up to my dad's house in Wyoming, the ranch that Cody brags about, that the kids go and do cattle at, he goes, if the FBI ever shows up there, we will murder them. My family will murder them. It'll be a Waco.
Oh dear. Again, I don't know. Does anyone know about Ben Brown and anything about him? And is this something that he's likely to say? I don't know, but all I've got is what she says, and We know I don't trust anything that she says, and that's the problem. So even if she's talking the truth, because I don't trust her, I don't know whether that's, I mean, I just don't know. But again, they're not claims that you should be saying without proof and evidence.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Like J.R. Bus said, it's Waco. Was it or SE that said it's Waco? Yeah, SE said it's Waco all over again.
Yeah, like Ben said that they have so many guns and ammunition, and like they are trained to fight, and they have no respect for the law. He said that if we were ever raided, it would be Waco.
What's this, Brooke?
Probably my son. Probably tagging my son again. I'm assuming.
What? He's a comedian, is he, down the rabbit hole? Hello, down the rabbit hole. He's a comedian, is he? He's an interesting guy. Yeah, oh, okay. But, yeah, so I don't know what she's saying. This is why I always say to do your own research. Do your own research into people. Don't just take my word for it, Katie's word for it, everybody's word for it. Do your own research and look into it yourself, because if you just take Katie's word for it, you do think he might have said something like that. But could he have said it? Could he have said it like a joke and she's taken it and run with it? I mean, could it have been something that... Because if somebody was annoying me, I'd say something like that just to get rid of him. You know, I'd say, well, we'll just, come near me and I often say, but she would have... I often say, if you come to me before I have coffee, if you try and speak to me before I've had a coffee, your life might not be worth living. But that doesn't mean that I'm serious about that. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know.
I went to bed, John.
What
And
is
so
wrong with that woman?
Coyote Pass was going to be Cody's attempt to bring a community down to Arizona. So his motivation for that property wasn't to build houses on it, but he was going to try to get his own church started. And that never happened because the church wouldn't allow it.
He would be able to start his own church. He just wouldn't be able to do it under that denomination. So anybody can start a church. Well, in Australia, I mean, there are other protocols you've got to go through, legal protocols and stuff like that. But he could do it, but not under the guise of his own. He could start his own denomination. How do you think all of these? Well, you have all these different branches of churches because they got disillusioned and they went and started their own. The Salvation Army, for example, came out of the Methodist movement because the founder was doing stuff. He was actually talking to people who was bringing drunks to church and rounding up people from the street and brought them to church, and it wasn't liked. So he built a tent. You have independent Baptists, you've got fundamental Baptists, you've got all of these different churches. They all form because of disillusionment from what they have. So, yes, if you wanted to start a church, you could.
He was trying to work with the Brethren to allow him to start a branch of the AUB, and they said no.
So, yeah, they probably wouldn't allow him to start the AUB, that branch, but there's nothing to have stopped him from doing, starting his own church. However, I'm only talking from an Australian perspective because that's what I am.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like when you watch the show, it's just so different than the truth.
Because it's a show.
They are going crazy ever since John said Reagan is Marcia. Is it Marcia or Marcia?
It's Marcia. I don't know how you spell that. I don't know how you...
It's spelled either way.
He was going to build his own Waco.
Or SHA. Same name.
So Cody has a ton of weapons, a lot of weapons. He loves automatics. He's like he sells AR-15s, or he used to. He used to sell ghost guns, but those are illegal now. He was actually kicked out of gun shows recently because he was going to gun shows and then buying a gun from someone and then going back to his booth and marking up the price of the gun and then selling it without a gun, like without a background check, because he would bypass the stipulation that when you purchase a gun first, you have to do a background check, right? So he would go a background check for himself, but when it's consigned and you buy it secondary on the market, you don't have to do the background check anymore. So he was like trying to circumvent the rules and also mark up the price, and he was illegally selling weapons, and he got kicked out.
That's going to end badly.
Yeah, he's got so many weapons.
Those poor kids.
Yeah, they've been very abused. So have all the women. I mean, even Robin.
Oh, poor Robin.
I feel like I'm just like vomiting out all of this.
We don't bring down the whole family.
It's eye-opening. Heck, I haven't watched the show in a while, but now I watch it and see what's happened since.
Yeah, so that was that one. Now she talks about, she denies blocking people in this one. So some of this is going to, I know down the rabbit hole, I think she gets a special mention. Later on, I think Lama Girl gets a special mention because she starts calling people by name. I, again, fly under the radar, which I'm very happy about, although she did call me out once, which I was very excited about. But because of where I live, she's really limited by what she can do to me. And I think that annoys her. Because, yeah.
This lady that you're looking at the picture, she named herself based off the cream.
She's beautiful. I love her voluptuous breasts.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Someone will clip that and be like, Katie said that she
I'll
loved
put it on a loop now for years.
She's going to use it for her intro. Katie Joy loves my breasts.
You know she is.
Might get your face on a mask and wear it. I mean, she does.
Well, you know what? I am bisexual, so.
Well, so is she, Katie.
So is she.
I will definitely say I will not be down with her.
Well, there is
sure?
one other thing. There's one other stipulation is her mattress smells like cat urine. Is
I
that?
actually think the girl that she's sitting next to with the.
Actually, I heard this yesterday, and it was cat urine, but, I mean, she has cats in her room anyway, so she wouldn't really notice the difference, would she? Or was that just really petty? It's probably really petty of me.
Blackface, like from like
No,
not
she's pretty, yeah.
not blackface, but you know what I mean, like the
blacked out face.
blacked out face.
Katie Joy is not here because of Geneva. No, she's
Who is
because she's.
Oh, is that your soccer?
Oh,
She is
Katie.
about her very much so. That's why John's been live for 7 hours and she's been there for every minute of it.
So every time
Oh,
John
well,
goes
I
live-
have an entire community that's probably live streaming this into their Facebook group right now.
Oh, so
Oh,
we all have to
hi.
comment.
Hey,
Come on,
guys.
let's
Hey, my cash app is John Yates 367. So send me some money. Since this is being like
I have never done that. I've never done that.
I can't. I mean,
Defending Geneva threats. Katie, have you ever heard of a woman named Geneva?
Never. Mm-mm.
There we go.
the reason they're all losing their mind is because of the snaking, which is raking, because the snaking is going to get exposed, and they don't want that. When all snaking does is expose all of us, to dig into all of our family life, do for you.
As I say, I don't know her. I don't know much about her. I know that she's been very, as I said, Raken's been very helpful to me. I don't know much about her. I don't know much about any of these people because they talk about, I know Katie will talk about how they go from community to community. I don't know a lot of these people. I hear about them and I might see them come up. I've seen Down the Rabbit Hole. I think I've watched, one of your videos. It just depends on my time. So I know people, but I don't know what type of person they like. If they, I treat everybody the same. I don't even know who John Yates is. I don't know who these other people are. I know who Katie Joy is, but that's about all. So I know that she calls us all psychotic, possibly. I mean, you have to be, don't you, to live in today's world?
Dig into essays and dig into everything she get her grubby little paws on. But if she's
But she'll get so mad if you do that to her.
ugly, because
Marsha.
Interestingly, she's talking about. I mean, imagine if some of the stuff that she says about other people, you said about her, she cracks it. So,
Marsha. Hey, Marsha. Marsha H.
Don, you're going to get a clip of Marsha, just to piss her off.
They say that I dox people all the time, so I'll really
Well, that's
Marsha
rich.
Hockenberry.
Then you're on the right channel, Katie.
Marsha Hockenberry. Marsha Sis Hockenberry.
Oh, well, then
You
there you
got
go.
a call on line 4.
There you go, Katie. Finish it for me.
Oh my.
Marsha Hockenberry, you have a call on line 4.
Oh my God! Breaking news: Katie Joy and John Yates hook up and dox people together. That's that news at 10.
They terrorize the YouTube community together.
Which is interesting because as I got that warning the other day, I had to sit through training, and apparently you're not supposed to give you're not supposed to do anything to do with doxing at all. It doesn't matter whether they deserve it or not. It's funny, all the stuff that I've had to sit through.
Well, you know what, Katie? It's about time the 2 most hated people on YouTube just synced up, and
I don't think I'm that hated anymore.
you are.
Am I?
You know you are. You know you are.
Well, I'm hated in that little.
You know you are. Come on.
I'm a little like I think I'm hated in that little subset, but I have 362,000 subscribers.
Yes,
So
absolutely. You know, send them.
Yeah, I mean, how many of them are real? I mean, why? I don't understand. Unless you were trying to get people across watching your page, I don't know why you'd have her on your panel.
My way, by the way, like, you know, I only got like a handful of stuff.
okay, so in order for that to happen,
And the interesting thing is, did you notice that she's taken over? It's not she's a guest on the panel. She's literally taken over the whole thing, and she's dictating what's being spoken about.
you cannot curse people out anymore.
Okay.
You can't use the N-word ever again.
Okay, that was one time I read a comment.
I know,
but
but-
plan on that, correct?
We've all had that talk with them many times. That doesn't matter what
That
we
was like 3 years ago.
All the way to the bank. Yes, I love it. Although I will say I just want to like give a shout out to my followers and my subscribers and because there's a bunch in here, but I just want to say something like I love my subs. They are loyal. They are like hitting the like button the minute I upload. They are like so passionate about the content that I cover.
Really? That's not what I've read.
They have such good hearts. They're so compassionate. They're so empathetic. I just love my tiny little community of people. And it's not tiny, but it feels tiny to me because like I see the same people every day commenting, and every once in a while I get a message from someone and it's like, Katie, your videos have like helped me.
Teeny tiny shots.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh, I was about to say something that was really not very much unlike me. I was going to say the only time Katie's videos would help me is if I was trying to induce vomiting, but that's nasty. Sometimes I forget that I'm on. Oopsies. You're gonna catch up. I just said without a lawyer that the only time Katie's videos would be any good to me is if I wanted to induce vomiting.
I had to. You said tiny. I had to. Go ahead, keep going.
Like you've helped me like expose fundamentalism, and now I've left fundamentalism, and it's like, yes, like thank you. I don't care if I make $1 if I can just help.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Anyone, you know. And like the cool thing is that last year for polygamy, I was able to.
I'm thinking after this stream, she may as well go deliver her car to a lawyer, because I think they're going to earn it. I thank you down the rabbit hole. People like my laugh. I don't laugh a lot normally because when she went live all the time, I only really did her lives and her legal cases. Other than that, I don't really. Every now and then I'll go and check out what she's saying. But when she was live all the time, there was lots of laughter.
To donate $3,500 from Without a Crystal Ball to Holding Out Help to help victims escape polygamy.
Now she's flexing her muscles.
And I was able to help them reach their fundraising goal for the year of 2023 so that they can hire a counselor to help victims.
Somebody give her a medal. Because of her, they were able to put a counselor on. Without her, they would not have been able to do it. So somebody give Katie Joy a medal.
That's amazing, but I want to know like what the rest of the rules are for me.
Oh,
take the picture down.
That's amazing. That's great that you gave that money. But let's get back to me.
Step 1.
Okay, step 1, no more cursing.
Okay, got that.
Step 2, you can't be racist.
Got that. Okay.
Well, so far, is Katie Joy talking about herself?
You can't be transphobic because everyone says you're transphobic, even though you're gay.
Sure. Next.
I don't know, why do they say you're transphobic even though you're gay?
Yeah, that sure
They
wasn't.
also
very
say I'm
simple.
homophobic, and I
No,
suck.
I don't understand that.
I suck dick every night, but I'm
No, you take the
homophobic.
picture
I
down.
don't know what to tell you.
Okay, let's talk about
That's a little bit too much information there. I don't care what you do. Yes, she said she makes $600,000 a year on YouTube, and says she gave them $3,000. Correct. Well, she's going to pay for that car somehow.
Suzanne. Suzanne, someone said some lady named Suzanne says Katie Joy stole her story. Weird. Holly Spackle. Oh, Holly hates me.
Now that's interesting because she deflected that. Now, why, of all the people, and I don't know, she might talk about it later, but why has she segued away from that? Was that because it's true and she did not want to go down that path?
Me. Holly hates me. Holly Spackle hates me. She's in the chat.
Hey, Holly Spackle.
Hi, Spackle. Holly Spackle used to make videos about how much she didn't like me. No, was she a uni person? She just did not like me. She's from like the atheist.
She doesn't hate you.
Oh, you don't hate me? I love you, Holly. You used to hate me.
Oh, look at that. You're mending fences.
Oh, you never made a video back. Oh, you defended me.
Mm-hmm. All the people, Dave says all the people on the panel are idiots. All I did was repost Raken in a post in an old group I was in. Oh, look, as I said, I don't know. I know Raken had all the documents for Tardy that she made available to people. If I've messaged her, she's been pleasant to me. There's some people that I have spoken to, like, as I said, Lama Girl messaged me about using my video, and I said, can I use yours? So that was fine. When I've spoken to, again, if I speak to a creator and they come back to me and we have a conversation, that's fine. And all my interactions with Raken have been good. And I can only talk about my experience. I don't know about anybody else's.
Okay, I don't say that person's name. A person can be gay and transphobic, she said. Okay, all I know is when I showed the video from Peyton's video on my channel, I had to do like a classifying thing. Like, okay, I'm not saying that I love John. Like, here's the video, because some of my fans
Why
were
not?
like,
Isn't that interesting? He took offense to the fact that she says, I'm not saying that I like John.
because some of my fans were like, we hate John, you know? So I am just always like, here's the interview. Like, I'm not here to like to debate what John is saying. Let's focus on what Peyton is saying. You know what I mean? Because like, it's the same thing as like with me and you. Like, if I came on here and everyone hated you, they'd be like,
It's like me and you, if I came on here with you, you are on there with him. Hang on. Let's listen to that again.
just,
She doesn't hate you.
oh, you don't hate me? I love you, Holly. You used to hate me.
Oh, look at that. You're mending fences.
Oh, you never made a video back. Oh, you defended me. Okay, I don't say that person's name. A person can be gay and transphobic, she said. Okay, all I know is when I showed the video from Peyton's video on my channel, I had to do like a classifying thing. Like, okay, I'm not saying that I love John. Like, here's the video, because some of my fans
Why
were
not?
like, because some of my fans were like, we hate John, you know? So I am just always like, here's the interview. Like, I'm not here to like to debate what John is saying. Let's focus on what Peyton is saying. You know what I mean? Because like, it's the same thing as like with me and you. Like, if I came on here and everyone hated you, they'd be like, or everyone hated me.
She is on his panel. Did you listen to that again?
She said. Okay, all I know is when I showed the video from Peyton's video on my channel, I had to do like a classifying thing. Like, okay, I'm not saying that I love John. Like, here's the video, because some of my fans
Why
were
not?
like, because some of my fans were like, we hate John, you know? So I am just always like, here's the interview. Like, I'm not here to like to debate what John is saying. Let's focus on what Peyton is saying. You know what I mean? Because like, it's the same thing as like with me and you. Like, if I came on here and everyone hated you, they'd be like, or everyone hated me, you'd probably be like, all right, let's like be nice, but like, it's not about Katie, kind of thing.
But she is on there with him. What? Why is she talking as if she's like offering to go on his channel. She is on his channel. It's like if I came on your channel. Hello, the Holy Ghost.
Holy Speckle. I hate Sailor Moon. I meant about
welcoming
Katie.
crew.
Okay.
Huh?
I have a much more welcoming crew because Katie, like, you've been here and, like, everyone loves you in the chat. Like, not one person's like anything bad about you. Not even
Yeah.
like Speckle.
Yeah, Holly Speckle used to.
She said she hates me.
I met about Katie. Yeah, that's
She's
it.
transferred her hate for Katie onto you. Isn't that nice?
Okay, I apologize, Holly.
I'm a B.
You said SCM, and I'm the only SCM in the chat, so.
Why does she hate Sweeta?
Siwa?
Sweeter. Like, it's interesting how she's gone on this channel and she can't pronounce even the people on the panel's name. Sweeter? Ah. And she, okay.
I misspelled it. I'm Siwa.
Oh, see them. Okay, like, so the person she's talking about is my actual stalker.
Oh,
Somebody's
Steve's not
talking
Siwa.
to
Oh,
me.
Steve McRae.
Shh, don't.
Too late.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Wasn't me.
I was all excited because I know that name.
I never talk about him because now he'll tweet about me for 47 days.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
And
was the only name I knew.
he will use this to victimize himself and say that I said something about him. And yeah,
It was the B, not her.
yeah, that man has been my biggest fan for 4 years, almost 5 years. I'm his.
Katie, like, I did the pain interview. Like, so, like, when you were covering it on your channel, people were saying, "What about me?" Like,
Okay, so here's. I don't know what your channel demographics are, but my channel is like heavily, like 97%, 96% women.
Oh, hello, Steve. It's like say the magic word. They pops up. Yeah, it's interesting. But she said before, or when she was talking about the Chrysleys, that he was causing all the problems, and now she's saying that Steve, and like we know, or it's Cody, or it's somebody else. Just for the record, it's never me.
Women.
mine too.
Okay, lots of survivors of cult and trauma and
that does not come up in my analytics.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, based on like who's watching my content, and there are a lot of very feminist women, and so, and I love my feminist women, by the way. There's just a lot of people that want to divide YouTubers, is all I'm going to say, and I don't allow that to happen on my channel. So I also
she doesn't. Yeah, that's right, because she deletes. She deletes. If there was an Olympic Games for deleting, she would win gold medal. She'd have the world record.
So tell my audience that, like, just because someone says something one time, I'm not going to get mad at them. Like, it has to be a pattern of behavior. Just because you don't like what someone did, like, you don't have to watch them. Like, let's stay on track here. Like,
but then she said she doesn't go on live. So how can she tell people that they've got to stay on track if she's not live? And if she's not live and she's posted the content, you can't.
There's just some people that will get so angry at whoever. And I just refuse to be that YouTuber that doesn't have relationships with people just because the crowd says I can or can't.
But she doesn't have relationships with people, does she?
So I just try to be neutral. Like, and if you're going to unsubscribe me because I'm nice to someone on YouTube, bye.
That's what she says to everybody anyway, anyone that disagrees with her. Like when she spent 5 hours putting sparkles on her video.
Like, I don't like when people force you to pick a side, unless it's like someone horrible, like Cody Brown. Like, everyone can agree he's a piece of crap.
Do they? Or are they saying that because you're telling them to say it? See what I mean? He's got
right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe.
She goes, right, as if to say, you better say yes. You better say yes. And I go, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know, Ginger. That is the $90 question, $90 million question. Unless he was hoping that his subs would come over and he could get some of her subs.
Believe in him. I barely watched the show, but I always thought it was very creepy, and he was creepy.
Yes. So for me, it's like John has done some stuff that's like over the years we've had our issues, but I don't believe in holding grudges against people in this industry. I also don't believe that having fights with other bloggers is helpful. I don't believe that. I also don't subscribe to this idea that you just because you talk to someone means that you.
Okay, so interestingly enough, she doesn't believe in holding grudges. There you go. There you go, Steve. She doesn't hold grudges. Dana Rebel Hall says her sense of self is overinflated. It is. Yes, that's right. BX Boy released an audio interview he did with her, didn't? And she cracked it because she didn't want it up or something. Well, no, she wanted it on her channel, didn't she?
Are not friends. I mean, like that you're condoning everything that they are.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, every single thing they've ever said, you co-sign for it all.
correct. Like that's asinine. And people on some people on YouTube can be very black and white. Like if you talk to John, oh, you must hate so and so.
Steve wants to know if I have an opinion on why, other than the fact that according to KJ, you're both her stalkers and making her life a misery. I don't know. It's like she's just trying to throw mud on a wall and hoping some of it sticks. So she hopes that if she says the right name, she might be right. That's the only thing that I can think of. Oh, it is random. It is random. But she's got a willing audience who haven't heard any of her stories before, it would seem. And so she's now, playing out the narrative. That's what she does when she has a new audience. She plays to them. She's just got a new audience. I mean, when I talk about acting.
Or you must be X, Y, and Z. And John could probably say the same for me in the past about things he's heard about me. Tanya says I only block people that don't agree with you. That's actually not true. I have a lot of followers that don't agree with me on my content.
Yes, Elia's saying she's trying to rewrite history. Yes. Or to quote the late Queen Elizabeth II, recollections may vary. She's trying to make everybody's recollections match hers. But with a new audience, and they're saying, oh, we don't know anything about this. Tell us about this. She now can just tell the story her way without the truth.
And on YouTube, I rarely actually block people. The only people that get blocked are people that are like porn bots. Like lately, someone has been porn botting me. Do you ever get those comments where it's like
no, not the bot.
Yeah, the comments in the chat.
Yeah, like the butts, and they're like, hey, it's spicy tonight or whatever. Like, I don't know. Someone is porn botting me right now. I don't know who's doing it. Yeah, people disagree with me and all the time on my channel. And I don't care. If people disagree with me, I will. The only people that bother me is like if I do something different on my channel, for instance, if I'm learning new editing right now, and I'll try new things on my channel. And some people cannot handle change. So it's like I'll add a sparkle and then I'll get a comment like, I hate your sparkles. And I'm like, I just spent 5 hours making this video.
So she spent 5 hours putting sparkle on her video. Well, I think she needs to. I think that was a waste of time.
can't make them all happy. Someone's going to complain no matter what you do.
I know.
If you didn't add things to the channel, why don't you ever add anything?
I know. That's what I say to them. I'm like, well, if I don't add things, like, you guys are going to get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. No, I have a lot of people that will leave opposing views, and I welcome that on my channel. I want to hear people's different views. Like, for instance, I'm on Sister Wives. I am not a fan channel. Like,
she's not a fan channel. No, she's a fan of Cody, isn't she? She hates all the women.
John loves some of the ladies. Like, you love Christine, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm not a Christine lover. I'm not.
I thought she loved Christine. Didn't? I don't know. That's right. She loved Christine till Christine blocked her. Oh, sorry. I have some things. I don't know what you said down the rabbit hole, but I forget. I have a automated. At one stage, my nephew was on my channel, and I had to put in some filters, and I keep forgetting to switch them off. So I apologize if you get filtered by my filter. Without a lawyer, remind me to switch off the filter. I'll have to put Ralph out of action. I think I'll have to retire Ralph. I think. So remind me, without a lawyer, that I've got to retire Ralph. I forget he's there sometimes.
Not a Christine hater. I'm just neutral. And so I actually, if I was going to pick a favorite right now, based on the redemption arc and how they're acting, I actually like Mary the best right now. It doesn't change what's happened with any of the kids by any means, but I think her personality is the most relatable to me.
Well, I always had a soft spot for Mary. And
yeah, I just like that she's a straight shooter and that she's not overly flowery.
Now she's on Mary's side. I thought she hated Mary. Yeah, remind me later without a lawyer, and I will switch. I'll switch it back because yes, those of you that have been with my channel for a long time, I had it in place from when Harrison was on a lot. So I forgot my nephew Harrison, and I've got to switch him off.
Huh?
Not really a straight shooter. I would disagree with you on that one. Not really. Sure.
If you watch her on Instagram, she is for sure.
Mary was one of the first people that ever came into my live on Periscope a decade ago when I was talking about the show, and I've always liked Mary. She's had a rough go at it. Not having any kids that I wanted, then having Leon, formerly known as Mariah, come out that way. She like.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Down the rabbit hole. You're in timeout. Sorry, I was saying down the rabbit hole that my nephew, when I was first on my channel, my nephew was highly involved in the channel, and so I had to put in some filters because he was 11 or 10, 11 at the time, and I've just never. I haven't turned the filters off. Thank you, Ali R, for your sticker. Lovely. It's really appreciated. Yeah, so that's why I have the filters. So it was just very strict from when he was on. But Harrison's currently on a cruise at the moment, enjoying himself. So I have to remember. I'm going to get my mods to remind me to turn it off. So I'm sorry. So for those of you who are new, there are words that will be filtered just because I had my nephew on my channel and I had to make sure that it was safe. So I apologize.
I had Jackie Overton harass me because I had Mary on my Periscope. I don't know. I do feel for Mary. I'm happy that she moved on, but I feel like Mary over the years is just trying to do whatever she could to get back in Cody's good graces, and we also had that worked out.
So someone said, can you expand more about Mary being trafficked into marrying Cody? I want to respond to what you just said. I have become friends with a couple of people that grew up with Mary and that know her family, and to say that Mary comes from a tough upbringing is putting it mildly. as far as I know, there was a lot of abuse in her house, and her dad was very vicious. But that is so standard in the fundamentalist groups that she probably doesn't know any different, you know? And brutality is just normal in that culture, you know? And she was taught to be a first wife. And I recently, someone reached out to me that's in her family, and I've even talked to her sister in the past, Elaine, but recently someone in her family reached out to me, and they just said that, like, she was already out of the family by the time the show was on, basically. Like, she was so far removed from them by that point, and it was just like she had to go in and play a part.
Well, I can believe that because, she wasn't even kids. Like, she could not give, when the show started, Janelle already had the 6 kids, and Christine had 5, pregnant with Truly. So, yeah.
Did you know, one of their friends told me that they don't think that Cody and Mary, like, really knew how to have kids until Janelle showed up.
Oh, yeah, so I remember this one. I remember hearing this yesterday. Oh, this is a cracker. Yeah. Now, I've just put a big sticky note on my computer here to turn off Ralph, okay? So I'm going to switch him off. Oh, yes, because we're going to get into discussion about the holes. So for those of you that have been with me for a while, there was the whole time when the Duggar book came, when she was talking about the Duggar bedroom book that they were given when they were first married, and she was talking about different holes. Or KJ didn't know about the different holes. So, yeah, we're going to get into that discussion now. So just a warning.
They weren't sure that they knew how to put it in the right place.
What in the world?
I mean, like, Logan was the firstborn, so...
Yeah.
Did you hear what she said? They didn't know how to put it in the right place.
So far removed from them by that point, and it was just like she had to go in and play a part.
Well, I can believe that because, she wasn't even kids. Like, she could not give, when the show started, Janelle already had the 6 kids, and Christine had 5, pregnant with Truly. So, yeah.
Did you know, one of their friends told me that they don't think that Cody and Mary, like, really knew how to have kids until Janelle showed up. They weren't sure that they knew how to put it in the right place.
What in the world?
I mean, like...
I don't know how many... how many places can it go? Or maybe I don't want to know that.
Logan was the firstborn, so...
Yeah, and he did.
That's gotta be demasculating.
He apparently likes backside.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly, everyone.
This is literally coming from a friend of theirs that was like 35 years of being a friend. So I did just go there.
Yes, I did go there. And was it because it was her? Oh dear me, she's still talking about 7M. And, we might have to go there. She's got in her stories, ask me a question about 7M or their lawsuits against me. We'll have to go and have a look. Because she's saying she doesn't think Miranda knows that she's suing her. Oh, jeez. All right, we'll have to have a look at that because I think Katie just needs to drive up to court in her BMW and hand it over. Do I know factually? There was a post that I've seen a post that I think that was retweeted on Twitter that said that they had agreed to not talk about each other. So that was my understanding at the time.
One of the things that was pushed in the AUB, and I don't know if people want to go there right now, but we'll go there. You're 7.5 hours into this, so let's go there, bitches. They were really into colonoscopies. There was this leader in their church named Joe Thompson. He was a Brethren, and he's actually Mitch Thompson, Aspen's husband's grandfather. Okay. So Joe Thompson, a Brethren, that he was one of the people that did the marriage sealing ceremonies, but he also convinced people in the church that they needed to do colostomies or I don't even remember what they're called. They're not colonoscopies. They're like, it's when they push water, a ton of water up your anus. It was like really big in like colonics. Thank you, colonics. They were really big into colonics. So when Joseph Thompson, he basically convinced all of these women, these men in the cult.
Just bear with me for a moment. You're just going to see my face for a moment because I'm going to interrupt this because I have to see this for myself. Because is she really no, I don't know the answer. There's a question that they teach you is that never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. And my question was going to be, is she that stupid to talk about 7M? Yes, UTIs, Ginger. Remember UTIs? Remember that conversation from the Duggar book? It's in her stories. So she's hoping people... How did... someone sent her for it. Is it JMZ or JMZ? In Australia, we'd say JMZ. Because we say Z. Actually, I find it very interesting, though, that everyone's complaining about Bluey turning American kids into with an Australian accent, where we had Sesame Street. So apparently it's in her stories, so we're going to watch her stories. We'll go back to it. We'll go back to the other in a minute. All right. Yeah, Kylie Douglas speaks out against 7M, warns dancers. Oh, dear me. So she says, use that voice of yours and keep fighting. Yes, Steve, according to KJ, you cannot get UTI from doing the business, and now confuses colonic with colonic. Yeah, she discussed, correct. So it says, Kylie spoke out about the dancers attending events hosted by dancers associated with the 7M Films dance crew. Kylie was previously a member of the group. She's suing Robert Shin for battery and other related torts. She was a member of the group for over a year. In her lawsuit, she alleged that she was isolated from her boyfriend, friends and family, alleged that Robert Shin essayed her. Is she in this chat or am I listening? I was listening to a recording, Sneaker Fever. Kylie, along with other several women, have filed charges against Robert Shin. And the police have not brought a case to court despite 3 separate women filing charges with police. Well, the interesting thing is that to be charged, there needs to be evidence beyond reasonable doubt. First of all, she's a professional dancer, director of the studio. Robert Shin has denied that he runs a cult, denies that he essayed anyone, though in court records has admitted to having numerous consensual relationships. Robert has denied Kylie's allegations. He's attempting to have the case completely thrown out and has not been successful. He's countersuing. He's a pastor that submitted to relationships with his church members, even while he's being married. Yet there are still dancers that are well known to his group, including Miranda Wilkin, James B. Dash, Vic Slavak, Tiger Eyes, Kendra O, and what will Robert Shin say to this? Yes, this is Steve, an hour ago. An hour ago. All right. These are her stories. I just want to get to the 7M ones. Here, she's talking about Jim Holtz. Yeah, I mean, yes, she's talking about them. As I said, she may as well just drive her Beamer to court. Ask me a question about Jim Holt's abuse and manipulation. That's why I stopped the live stream. That's why I stopped watching the videos. I had to see this. I have to see it for myself. It seems that just there's no other way to describe them. Is he worse than Jim Bob Duggar? Yes, apparently. Okay. So Carly Douglas speaks out about 7M. Where's her lawyers? There you go. Just so you know, Miranda is not free, and despite the photos and social media games led by Pastor. And it's Miranda was posting. It says something cult story went viral, and for 2 years later, Cardi speaks out. Miranda is still not free despite photo ops. Again, and then she says, ask me a question about 7M or their lawsuits against me. I think they can. In Australia, you actually have to file a motion to withdraw. So you just can't quit. You actually have to file documentation to say that you're withdrawing. I don't know what the procedure is in the US, but I would assume that it's something similar. You just have to write to and give the then we're back on Jim Holtz. Here. Does Miranda know her parents are fighting for her release? I believe Miranda is aware to some extent that her family is still fighting for her. Though communication about the group or the pastor are not common topics of discussion because she will shut down, from my understanding. That's just what I've heard through the grapevine. Is there any update from the Wilkins? They haven't said anything publicly in some time. They remain committed to restoring their family, and they are hopeful that one day Miranda will leave the group. Didn't Miranda just spend Christmas with them? There was another one there that I saw. Wait on, I need to go back here. Oh, I need to quickly go through this. There was something there that I saw. Then we'll go back to the other stuff. That's what I'm saying. She spent Christmas with them. That's not somebody that would be trapped would do. Where was it? Here. Miranda is suing me for reporting on her involvement in the group. Though, to this day, I don't think she knows that she's suing me because she's never specifically responded to anything in court outside of lawyers. Like much in this group, they are kept ignorant of many of their business and legal matters. She's not supposed to talk about you outside court. She's doing what is supposed to happen. You talk through lawyers. You talk through lawyers. You're not supposed to blast over social media. What about it? Miranda Derrick is doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Let your lawyers do the talking. She's never responded to anything in court outside of lawyers. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Just because you've got a big mouth doesn't mean that everybody else is. All right, let's get back to this. But you're supposed to talk. You're supposed to go through lawyers. That's what they're for.
To come to him for colonics. And then while he was giving the colonics, he was sexually abusing the people.
Allegedly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
These are allegations.
And Joe Thompson also practiced this belief that he had the bloodline from Jesus, and believed that because he had the bloodline from Jesus, it was his duty to have sex with his children. And so he sexually abused his children, and he sexually abused people in the church through the colonics.
Well, Katie, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel. Like,
how is that? I mean, I do like that shade because that is true. Like, tell us how you really feel.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
God.
Like, so-
But this is the truth about this cult. This is what I'm saying. So what I'm getting to is when Cody and Mary were going through infertility,
Is it the truth or is it what you want to be the truth? Because I don't know. I don't really know.
went to Joe Thompson for colonics, thinking that would help Mary conceive.
Oh my.
I'm pretty sure there's a book out there that could have helped.
Right? Oh
How
my
do you-
goodness.
Joe Thompson was in the same church as Cody.
But there is footage that I've seen on Sister Wives where they're talking about doing IVF. So
Married Janelle and Christina Robin, correct. He was a brethren. So it's the Apostolic United Brethren. They have a council of like, I don't even know, at the time, maybe 7, 8, 9 guys, and he was one of them. And so they were going to Joe for colonics. And then through these colonics, Joe was sexually abusing people. So who knows if Mary was sexually abused during that process or Cody. And they weren't taking because the church doesn't actually believe in doctors. It's highly unlikely that she actually had fertility treatment or went to an OBGYN and like had doctors understand what was going on with her.
oh dear. All right. Now we're getting into the good stuff.
the whole
We're still
family.
going.
I haven't watched the show in a while, but now I watch it and see what's happened since. Everybody's just taking it in, Nikita.
You want to talk about Reagan? I don't have any information on Reagan other than like
What's done to you in the past? Like, what's your experience with her? How she came into your life somewhat,
she
and
came into my life through Teen Mom,
with the Amber videos?
probably, or Janelle.
And what was she doing? Like, what was she claiming? And what was she trying to help you?
It's hard for me to even think about what she was doing because she honestly was like, there's so many of them. Reagan's just like one. You know what I mean? Like she's
There's more than one Reagan? I thought there was one Reagan. Everyone stand up if you're Reagan. Everyone. Yeah. So there's more than one Reagan apparently. Okay. There's more than one of them. It's like an Oprah episode. You're Reagan. You're Reagan. You're Reagan. Everybody, there's a Reagan over here and a Reagan over there. There's a Reagan, 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 Reagan everywhere. Everybody's a Reagan, so turn around. And that's what it's all about. Sorry.
one person that's a thorn in my side, but she for sure likes to tell people that I abuse my son.
Sounds very familiar. She likes to.
She accuses
A thorn in my side. That's why.
me of making up my son's illnesses and neglecting him.
They say the same about me and my daughter.
They've contributed to CPS being called at my house.
Same.
They have riled up a psychotic woman in the UK who ended up becoming a stalker of mine. Her name was Natalie Kennett. She swatted me.
Hang on.
So
hang
much.
on. I mean, I thought that was Todd Chrisley that did that, or I thought that was Steve that was behind that, or I thought it was. This is where the stories. I mean, this is where she has a new audience. She gets it to suit a narrative.
The FBI ended up getting involved.
Jeez.
And Reagan like got super involved with.
And I thought that the FBI got involved over those photographs. And the other issue is, I still think she's a little bit salty that Reagan worked with Saltsy and got to the bottom of the issue rather than her. I think that's what the main issue is.
Steve, and she's like one of Steve's like, I think she doesn't like him now, maybe. I don't know. But she just basically gets like, when they got Natalie, and they all work together. So it's not like Reagan is an individual, but she like works with a group. So she's not, you're not just being harassed by Reagan, you're being harassed by like all of her people. And
I don't even know who this C-word chick is. So, you know, to say that we're all harassing, that everybody's harassing the same group of people, I got no idea. I wouldn't know if I bumped into a street.
she has a whole posse of like sycophants and psychos that will like terrorize you.
Oh yeah, been dealing with her for over a year. Just she used to be a part of my. I forget why she. I remember that. I think I blocked her for some. I can't remember the reason, but since then she went running to my biggest stalker of 3 going on 4 years, and has been helping her dig on everything. Essay, my DV, my marriage that Reagan was helping to get the divorce thing going, having CPS called, calling my
So I think she's like a paralegal.
She is, and her husband's a lawyer. She says.
No, she's not a lawyer.
Oh, he's not.
I mean, she's got the name of the person wrong, so how does she know? Yeah, I don't know who her people are. I don't know who her people are because I don't know. I'm interested.
Not a lawyer?
No, she's just a liar. I think she's a paralegal, and she's full of shit is what she is. But all of these women are anonymous, but they're not. They all started as harassers of Janelle Evans.
Again, she's tagged everyone in the same. She finds it really hard to believe that people would not like her because of her, but yeah.
All hate Janelle Evans, and whoever. And
I don't
now
know who she is.
Janelle is her own thing, but Teen Mom isn't as hot. And so they have to like suck off the venom or whatever of other people. And they don't want anyone to ever be able to talk about whatever they talk about. But none of them can be successful because they're so psychotic. They
carry that same energy all this time.
They're by far, what I've learned about this group of people is they are extremely mentally ill. Most of them are probably have personality disorders.
Right. So she's a doctor now.
Convinced most of them have like borderline personality disorder or narcissistic personality disorder.
Absolutely.
Because they will accuse you of doing everything that they're doing to you. And then they're so good at gaslighting that they think like they start to mirror what they're doing to you onto you. And then they accuse you of doing things that they're actually doing and you're not even doing them. And you become the target of whatever they're actually doing. And they accuse you of what they're doing, but you're not doing it. And then they...
What? That's so confusing. Well, the other thing is, Steve, that she referred to them as being a woman. So, you know, there you go. She said a woman.
Are gaslighting the people that follow them by, they all work together, so they pump out all of their videos.
Yes.
So you get like 25 creators all putting out the same content about you, right? Mm-hmm. So now there's an entire community that believes that I'm a child abusing, narcissistic woman that does all of these evil things and I need to be taken down because they have created all of the spin that's false. And
I swear it's the same.
Yeah, they call me a sex trafficker.
Yeah, like they call me a child abuser.
They call me a neglect other. They lied about my essay when I went to trial. I got a life sentence for that. Well, not just for like that was what enhanced the sentence. Plus, he killed a friend of mine, and Reagan went and got all the documents about it. And now she threatens me that she's going to read all the documents, tying me to it. You know, as her.
I mean, it's interesting that C was complaining about Reagan about reading documents. Who is it that reads lots of people's documents and does all their backstories and all their DV and history? She's talking to the queen of it.
Best thing that I can tell you about this group of people is like to just ignore them. Like it doesn't matter because you'll never be able to like have a conversation with them and tell them that you aren't who they say you are.
I don't even get their reason for hating. Like, Reagan can't say I've done a single thing to her.
How many people do you have a channel?
Oh yeah.
How many people follow your channel?
It's not much. I've only been on for like 2 years, but 4,000. But like, you have an anti-KJ community. I have an anti-CY community, just like John has an anti-JY community.
Anti-buzz community.
But that's what they do. Is like they're behind all of those antis. They create those antis.
But if there's a saying that says any publicity is good publicity, to be honest with you.
And they're creating a gaslighted version of who you are.
Right.
But
Yeah,
if you are in that community and that's all that you're consuming about me, you're going to think I'm a psychopathic, murderous, like child abusing bitch.
And then they call that thinking, oh, I'm anonymous. No one can pick
So
up my
what they
stuff.
do is they get these other creators that are slightly unstable and that are covering content like me. Like there's another creator who is become obsessed with me down the rabbit hole at night.
Oh, there you go. Shout out. Down the rabbit hole at night. There we go. She's apparently obsessed.
Know this woman.
Wait, is that the same one, John? Is that the same Down the Rabbit Hole?
No,
okay.
it's different. It's a different one.
No,
Yeah.
that's down the rabbit hole news. She goes right down the rabbit hole news.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And the rabbit hole news is psycho though. She fucking.
Oh, yeah, she's an interesting one. Yeah.
She's like
You can't just say that people are psychotic because they don't like you or they talk about you. Because I'd be asking for your qualifications. We are all anti-KJ, anti. Yeah. That's right, we're all anti. And you men are women, by the way. By the way. There you go.
she thinks she knows everything, and she also believes that I'm a child abuser. And so what these people do is they're really just like bandwagon people that are like they're like a subset of people that have like no one in their lives. And listen, I'm an isolated mom of a child that has severe mental or.
Is she about to say mental?
She thinks she knows everything, and she also believes that I'm a child abuser. And so what these people do is they're really just like bandwagon people. Like like a subset of people that have like no one in their lives. And listen, I'm an isolated mom of a child that has severe mental or not mental medical issues. And
that is a big mental and medical. How can you confuse those two? In my opinion. You can't confuse the two.
autism. So I'm an isolated person, but I channel that in a way that's like to work to the good. I don't get involved in all of this crap, right? And these people are like so sad in their lives that all they want to do is
be careful. Doom, Ralph will be after you.
Just create. They're like, I would akin them to like QAnon. Like they live in a world of conspiracy.
I don't even think it's conspiracy. I mean, I think they know better. They know what the truth is, but
They're sycophants. They're like psychotic.
Yeah, they get off on
hurting people. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
True.
And so like if I say to someone like I am not who you said I am, they'll say, oh, look at she is who she is. That is who she is. Like there's multiple pages on Facebook of groups of people, and all they do is post my Instagram posts and my YouTube videos. And at this point, you might as well be fans because all you're doing in there is talking about my content. And then all you're doing is reporting my content. And then you're then going to your channels and reporting about what I reported, but you're not saying that I reported it.
Right.
You know,
but imagine them doing that to somebody who's not even really a content creator.
And it's sad. I mean, like their hope was that they would stop my growth. And that's what they're hoping.
They did it with me. Like my I've been stymied.
The only reason why they did it to me is because I supported Siwa. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who any of you are, and I don't know I have to go to the bathroom.
We'll go to the bathroom.
Mute yourself before you go, though. Just
I'm gonna go. I'll be right back.
On the,
I'll be right back.
On the Rumble that they're streaming still. Can you fill us in on that, Jenny?
I'm not watching it anymore, so I don't know. I just know that they were. It seems like having a field day with this panel. And yeah, I don't know. Ever since you said allegedly Reagan's name, whether it is or is not, like I totally started getting threat text.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say you were getting a bunch of threats.
Like threatening my family, threatening my job, like, you know.
Did you ever get tired?
Nope. And so they're all over there just, I think Maria was like telling people to like, she's spamming, texting, telling people to do all kinds of crap. I think mass report. I haven't looked in a while, so I don't know, but. last I saw, they were having a field day, and Cooch is still streaming this. So,
well, I hope someone sent in the strike for that, because it needs to be done. As long as you get away with it.
yeah.
I don't know who they're
It won't
talking
matter.
about.
It will matter. Someone had the link that can email it.
Like another one. Like it doesn't matter anymore. Like
She'll lose her monetization and she'll have to start over. That's the point. And
on
eventually she'll
Rumble,
get tired of it.
it takes 5 seconds to get monetized again with on Rumble. Like, you know, it takes nothing to get monetized there.
Well, she's gonna keep doing it then.
That's my point.
Yeah, both her and Brooke and Reagan. Now Reagan's doing shit over there too.
Great.
She posted a whole video on, I don't even remember, I think it was John on.
Yes,
So,
they
on
played the
Rumble.
clip of John and Easter Marie and that whole thing, saying John and Sue are trying to rewrite history. No, we're not. We said he said those things, and that's it. Like, how's that rewriting history? There's a
It's really funny how they think people rewrite history. It's like they're the ones bringing up crap.
They're
from
rewriting history. They're with the queen of rewriting history.
a year and a half, 2 years ago. Like that's all they have to talk about. This stuff hasn't even that long ago.
We've just
Anything
heard
up.
history being
Yeah.
That's,
rewritten.
you know, more than a week old. That's in the past. We're not talking about that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day when they tried to tell Julie that I'm driving past her house and following her to work or whatever. It's like, how am I going to do that from the other side of the country? Really? Like how? She's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. How does that work?
You know, like Vaulty, like, you know, I heard her say something like, you know, someone like mentioned something from like, you know, that happened a few months back. Why are you talking about something like from a few months ago? Like, you know, we're in the present, but like, you know, you're playing 4-year-old videos of mine.
Right. It's like, thank you so
So-
much. Thank you for posting this. Now everybody can see what really happened. We all know what happened. You're just showing exactly
And
what
God forbid people change or like try
They
to do
don't let
better.
that
Like,
they
you
don't let
know.
that happen.
No, they don't.
we.
No.
Imagine if we did that to Cody Brown.
Wow. I mean, who else do we know that plays people's old videos and criticizes them and says they can't be given passes? I'm sure that's Katie Jo.
Never.
Imagine if we spend the time doing it. We're just dissecting every word, every clip, everything, and that's what we spend our time on 24/7.
So one of their favorite things to use against me is there was this little girl that her dad was in the middle of a custody battle, and he created this viral video, and he accused his
Okay, here we go. We're talking about rewriting history.
ex-wife of essaying her with her ex-boyfriend and basically like running an essay ring. And it was called Stand with Sophie. And the video was highly edited and something about it felt really off. And as I started looking into the case, I got court records and I saw that the dad had been terminated of his rights. And this was like his last ditch effort. So he was like going to the internet to try to create outrage. And he had previously accused 6 other men of the same thing. And so in one of the videos, someone in my comments said, I was trying to figure out if the child was just acting like a brat because it looked like she was having a tantrum, but she was like saying, no, he essayed me. But it didn't feel like she was saying it. You know what I mean? Like it's just something about it fell off. So I repeated the words of what was said. And they said that I called an essay victim a brat.
So they edited it to make it sound.
Well, they said because I repeated the comment that I called an essay victim a brat, but she wasn't an essay victim. Her dad had told her, and she was repeating a script that her dad had.
Hang on. So is she saying that because she wasn't an essay victim, that then it's okay that she called her a brat? Is that what she's saying? Because her argument was, but she's not an essay victim.
Fed her. And her dad is in prison kidnapping her.
Jeez.
And he used the money that he raised through that viral video to kidnap her and to go to Mexico. He eventually lost custody of the kids, and it was determined she was not SA'd. It was him feeding her a script and telling her to say things. And that poor mother was like, people were trying to murder her and the judge and the prosecutor and everyone involved. And he fled to Mexico with the poor girl and was on the run with her for like 6 months. And they say to me, I'm like, Buddhism for what he did, and she wasn't SA'd her mom's boyfriend.
Well, that stuff gets, celebrated in the 90-day if you attack anybody who's victims of SA.
No, but Sophie,
Right, Flo, you're right.
Well, Holly, the Sophie situation is not delicate. Michael Long lied. She was not SA'd by Jake. It was proven in.
Is she getting triggered here? Did somebody talk? Has somebody said something in the comments that has just triggered her? She's
a court of law. He lied. He was put into prison for kidnapping her, and his parental rights were terminated because he was proven to have a narcissistic personality disorder and untreated bipolar disorder, and his delusions were creating these paranoid thoughts of SA of his daughter.
That is horrible.
He had accused 6 people of it and had brainwashed his daughter into saying it. And today, that little girl will tell you she was not SA.
Imagine how that
Let me ask you a question, Katie. You've been through the ringer.
So they're just letting her go. Right. So I'm hoping this is the last lot because I'm a bit bored now of her. Oh yeah. So we know that. I think this is the last lot. Yeah, we know that we talked about Todd Chrisley yesterday. She talked about him yesterday.
Nothing to do.
Like, the reason why people don't report is exactly what happened to me.
That's what I said too.
It's like, my case, basically what the cop said to me is like, well, it's he said, she said. And it's like, well, we can't. And the nurse that took me in was the kindest nurse. I will say to this day that the nurse that did my kit, after the assault was the most amazing human I've ever.
I thought she didn't do a kit, or am I getting her confused with somebody else?
She was so loving. She gave me a hug. She was so warm, and she made me feel like it's not your fault. And I was so scared, and I didn't know what to do. I just knew I had to go to the doctor. And my friend said, don't take a shower. I didn't take a shower. It took me until 5 o'clock in the evening to have all of the crap out of my system to even be able to drive.
Like I said, you're lucky that, you got away from him considering the way he handled that situation. I just don't understand the point of EKC and LB digging into stuff like that and what they thought they accomplished besides hurting you.
LB just does not. Okay, but the antis don't like me for like the most ridiculous reasons. Like, they don't even know who I am as a human.
Someone's asking if you went to jail.
Holly said it's right. They had a really bad date rape law at the time that if you had a drink, they would assume it's consensual. We had horrible laws, and the laws changed after my rape happened. Like, and it didn't have anything to do with it, but after the fact, now they can't do what they did to me back in 2007.
All right, I'm messaging him again. This time a text. Get that one sooner. Like, that was weird. Normally, John, if there was something wrong, he would have, said something. But
not your mama. I don't like it when you tell me that I'm gaslighting you, because I'm telling you that you have been brainwashed, and I will not be gaslit by you to tell me that I'm gaslighting you. You are in a community that lies about me, that contributes to abuse of me and my family, that contributes to harm to my child and to my livelihood. And if you are consuming that kind of content, you don't know who I am. You choose to believe a caricature of who I am. So I will never, ever apologize for that.
Hello, Haiti. Oh, hello to everyone that's joined. There's lots of people here. Wow, she got triggered, didn't she? Wow. Woohoo. You see, that's what I was wondering, if her case, the way that she's talking about her issue is that she's changed the law. It's because of what happened to her has changed the law.
I didn't gaslight the chat. I'm not gaslighting the chat.
She's sharing her side and the things she's witnessed part of, because all over here, a lot of us are going through the same things by the same type of people, or some of them are the same people.
I am aware. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
John told me he was going through this, and I was like, F, they're at it again.
And Snaken's been, able to get away with all the shit she's been doing because nobody knew who she was.
Llama Girl literally is psychotic. She's from the UK. There's nothing I can do about her.
Llama Girl. Woohoo.
And y'all, I don't know, even if I wanted to end it, I don't have the ability to do that. So y'all are kind of stuck with us. We're all trying to get John back up to make sure he's okay and see how things are going. But I'm not hearing nothing. Like, I'm truly worried about, John's having bad weather, so maybe he's having issues. Let's hope it's just that, y'all. But, you know, Reagan's always been one that if you even attempt to say anything towards her negative in any type of way,
she's vicious.
She's very vicious.
So is I mean, they're all vicious. Reagan's
now
vicious.
she's got some of the worst people we've ever encountered in her corner that help her and use her digging bullshit to
Yeah, she's got Beta.
So she has no, there's no one that her limits.
She has Beta now, and Beta is the woman that said I was stalking her. She's insane.
Pretty disgusting and low to do to anybody. I don't care what you feel about them.
Llama Girl's our hero.
Someone said that they are part of the anti-KJ, and even they thought it was disgusting and wrong that they did that. Well, thank you for having a heart and at least being against it, even though it wasn't a popular thing to do. Pretty disgusting and low to do to anybody. I don't care what you feel about them. I cannot get his number, y'all. Someone said that they are part of the anti-KJ, and even they thought it was disgusting and wrong that they did that. Well, thank you for having a heart and at least being against it, even though it wasn't a popular thing to do.
Like the posting.
Oh, wow.
Beta has multiple channels, 3 Discords, and Reagan's on all of them.
Oh, I believe it. Does she not have a life? Honestly, does she not have
Beta
a life?
told a court in North Carolina that I was stalking her.
She's using her access at her job to do the stalking and digging at us, but she does it anyways, doesn't she? But like I said, she's felt safe all this time because no one knew who she was. I thought it was never going to come out who she was.
I don't even know who Siwa is, and I'm just Swia or whatever. Why do people hate you?
They call me a liar, a grifter, and all that. They say a lot about my essay. They say a lot about the DV. I've got police reports of both situations. Both men have been to jail. Yeah, all that. But I just don't hold my mouth against them. I just don't. I don't kiss their ass. I'll stand up if I think they take it too far, and they don't like it. They don't want me speaking on them while they say everything under the sun about me and just expect me to shut up and take it. No. But I also stand up against bashing victims, and also stand up against homophobia, transphobia, any racist terminology, any slurs of any kind. I always stand up against that. That's never okay. I don't care what the reason.
I don't think he's coming back, and I don't know where he is. I texted him, and he's not responding.
I just, like I said, I hope he's not in trouble. He is usually pretty quick to come back, and he'll usually respond if everything's okay. Reagan thinks she's invincible due to her anonymity. Yeah.
Well, she's not anonymous. Her name is Marsha. Marsha Hockenberry.
That's crazy.
Marsh, I'll put it in Hockenberry.
So she's typing it in the chat as well.
There you go.
Oh, we'll see what happens after that.
He's wrong.
I don't care if they call me a doxer. They can call me a doxer a million times over. Like,
I mean, Rachel,
I got her name because she shared a video in a group about me. She's in a group under her real name, sharing her own content about me. No, I'm not doxing her. I'm literally looking at her. She shared a video. I wish I could show you a photo of her sharing a video about me. Here, hold on. I don't want to. That's her.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing a video of me in a group. She doxed herself.
Oh, that was a blessing.
Yeah, I'm not doxing her. She's literally in a group about me, sharing a video about me.
How long has she been stalking you?
4 years.
Hell, so we're never going to get rid of her. That's what I'm gathering.
Right.
She's never going to go away and stop.
How do you dox someone that posts under their name? I'm not doxing. This is Look, this is Marsha's post from a group. She posted that in a group, in an anti-group. That's her posting.
That's
not doxing. That's literally like a screenshot of her posting.
Did you even do anything there to make her mad, or she just decided she just
no
did it one day?
No, that's not apparent. That's apparently
like, she's going into anti. I don't know what her occupation is, but she's
a paralegal, or used to be. I don't see how she.
Yeah, it's a Facebook group. It's one of which Facebook? It's Without a Crystal Ball.
Oh my god.
I'm not like she literally posted that in there.
I'm telling you, she's not going to slow her roll, y'all. She's going to go balls to the wall crazy, but she's already gone too far for most of us.
She just never thought that she would get caught. And one of my followers like happened to be, so what they do, yeah, they've posted my address. They took photographs of my picture.
Is she about to admit that she's got people in groups spying on people for her? Is that what she's going to admit?
Of my home, and then they said like she thinks she's safe. I have guns.
Jeez,
that's 100% her.
I heard she works in HR for one.
Again, she's saying It's 100% her, 100% her, 100% her. Well, if whoever that person is needs to send her, needs to tell her to keep their name out of her mouth and have a legal letter written, and to say that he's not that they are not Reagan, and the next time that she wants to talk about it that there'll be a lawsuit. And if that person needs money and help, I'm sure the community would all put money towards it, in my opinion. That they would be happy to help and contribute for that to happen.
One of those companies that does background checks. Well, she is the queen of doing background checks and digging. But she told me on Twitter she was a paralegal, but she also said that her husband's a lawyer, but everybody's saying that he is not. So who knows if she's telling the truth about anything anymore. And they are the queen. All of them dox constantly. I've had Reagan dox me, my ex, dox the guy that, as you know, y'all know what he did. Saying she's going to get an interview, going to read all the documents pertaining to the trial, everything. She's one to talk.
Let me see. I'm looking at your profile. Let's see.
Let me see if I find anything.
It doesn't say anything about like anything.
About what she does.
No.
I think she's in California, isn't she?
No. This says Ohio.
Oh, well, if it's Ohio, wait, no, that's not the right one. So she's just been lying nonstop.
She lies about everything.
Her middle name.
Just because it's on a profile doesn't mean that's where they're from.
Is never mind, I gotta say it. I'm not gonna help docs, but there's a lot of stuff that pulled up. This says single, but I don't believe that.
So you're getting all your information from social media profiles that are most likely to be fake, because you do realize that people in law enforcement often either have private profiles or they're not. They have untruthful information to protect their anonymity. You do know that, don't you? Oh, gee whiz. So they put stuff down there as red herrings.
So in the group that I was showing you screenshots from, basically what they do is like all these people, these creators, they have their own pages, right? And so then they post in their own channels, and then they follow this. And that's all that they do in the Without a Crystal Ball channel. So basically what they do is they have this page or group that has my name. And so my followers join thinking that they're joining one of my pages. And I don't do pages. Or groups. I don't do groups. And
me neither. I don't like group chats. I think it's a recipe for
not
She doesn't do pages, and then they're going to do groups. Right.
It's a group on YouTube or on Facebook. And so they think they're like joining a group for Without a Crystal Ball. And then they get in there, and then it's just all these different creators, one after another, sharing like, follow this, watch this, watch this, watch this.
I can't believe she's doing that for 4 years just for you.
Yep.
Well, I imagine she's going to ramp up after this.
Where did he?
Still looking at my messages. There's no response. I messaged on TikTok. He didn't get it there. Like, this is getting unnerving.
I mean, Steve, that's a good point. I can't imagine her follow. I mean, seriously, wouldn't they realize it was fake pretty quickly? Or is she just saying that her followers are dumb and a sheep and... Yeah.
Why would he be pissed? Well, I mean, I think he was a little bit worried about he might get in legal trouble, but I don't think he would get in legal trouble for things that were said. He didn't say that to me, by the way. That was, someone else had mentioned that it might cause trouble for him, but he wouldn't just drop like that. He would have said something. John's not really been shy on reeling things in. Y'all should know that. There's not much that John is like, that's off limits, whatnot. So like it's unusual for him to just disappear. But I don't know the best way to go.
Anyway, I think that's about most of what there is. But yeah, I'm gonna probably leave it there. But look, she's gone on her thing about 7M, so she's still talking about 7M, and I find that to be, you know, most problematic. Unless she knows something that we don't know, unless she knows that the judge is about to make a ruling and it's going to go against her, and she's just doing her lash out now. I can't think of any other reason, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to check this out. I know that EKC is live, and she's covering this stream as well, the Yates stream as well. So she's always full of insight regarding, and I mean she's talked about in there, so she's going to deal with it. So I'm going to go. I'm just going to check up the case. I don't think anyone has ever once. No, it's still under advisement. I just wondered whether there was. I just wondered whether there was something that happened, or she knows that something's going to be released soon, and she's just trying to vent out. I can't think of any other reason why she's doing that. Yeah. Anyway, I need to sort out Ralph the bot. And I'm gonna but look, if you could do me a favor and hit like and subscribe, thank you for everybody for coming. It's quite bizarre that she's talking about 7M now after all of this, but look, I hope to catch you again. I've got another Wednesday. I'll probably be out of action because I've got an interview, but I will be taking some video, and I will be taking some video and hopefully show you take you on the tour of the law courts, the outside, and show you what they are. Show you what the court buildings are and take you down the legal centre of Melbourne, hopefully, on Wednesday. So that will be a recorded video, but I'll try and get on live again later. And yeah, I think 7M's the 7M lawyers are rubbing their hands together at the moment, and I don't know how I feel about Katie's lawyers. They're either very ignorant, or they're looking at, here is somebody we can get lots of money out of. But anyway, look, I hope you have a good day. If you've got some time, head over to EKC People Suck, because she's live at the moment. I just got the notification. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch you again next time. Bye for now.